Alright, in today's video, we are going to install Postgres version 16 on Linux version 9. The Linux version 9 means Red Hat Linux, Oracle Linux, Rocket Linux, and Oma Linux. They are in the Red Hat Linux family. I'm also going to install Postgres on Windows, so the Windows acting as a client, so we can make connections from Windows to Linux. So there's many installations, on the internet. So this installation, I will focus what is exactly being installed, how we're gonna make a change to make a remote connection. So in this way, we have a better understanding about the PostgreSQL or PostgreSQL. As we know, Postgres, it is very good open source database. All right, so let's go to the Google. So if we simple do a search install Postgres or PostgreSQL, PostgreSQL. So they give us this download page. In this download page, they also have install instructions. So we're gonna focus on the Linux first, okay? So in the Linux, you can see it. This is the Linux distributions. So we're gonna pick up this one, Red Hat, Rocky, and Oracle, those CentOS, and so on and so forth. And this install, we're gonna use we assume we're gonna have internet access. So, and then we will use the yum install to do the installation. So the current stable release is 16. Let's pick up a platform. So we're gonna pick up Red Hat, Rocky. You see, this is very nice, Omar and Oracle Linux version 9. The architect is x86-64. And we can just simply copy those script and do the installation, okay? So I'm going to just copy script, then let's log on to the server we're gonna use. As usual, I just use the root user, and the remote server name is 09. And I'm gonna log on 2 sessions. All right. So let's create a file. Vi install pg. Okay, I'm just edit a file here. So let's paste the here. Okay. So this is what from the Postgres official website. We can simply just copy paste or just run this as a script. Okay, so for demo purpose, I'm just going to run this one by one. Okay, so Control C. Okay, so let's first install the RPM. So you see that is Enterprise Linux 9 and Red Hat repo RPM. Okay, and once this is installed, we're gonna use this command. This command is basically says if you have some like an old Postgres install, you should disable it. So we don't have, but we just run it. Okay, so we're gonna run the second line, and now we're gonna do the install, that is install the Postgres server. Okay, copy this line, and so after we run this DNF install PostgreSQL 16 minus a dash server. So we will have this version of Postgres installed and running. Before we can use this, we're gonna have to run the Postgres setup to initialize the database. Okay, so let me save this file and okay, so the step 2 we just finished. Now we actually do the install. Okay, so before we do the install, I would like to check something. Okay, so I would like to check the etc password, because the install is going to create a user called Postgres. Currently we don't have. Okay, so I'm gonna install run this command, and also you will see once this we also will see the location where the software being installed. So and so that is going to be in this location. It is var lib PostgreSQL. So this is the location, and 16 is the version, and where this there's a 2 directory. One is called backups. Right now it's nothing. Another one, it is the data. There's also nothing at this moment. Okay, so now let's take a look at the location, the password file. Okay, so now you can see it. This user should be created, right? So they create a user called Postgres. So this is the user is going to be the software owner. So we will see shortly. Okay, so let me continue read that that text file we just created. So we done the Postgres install the server. They basically installed the binaries. So now we're gonna run this command, sudo with this is the command, this is the argument. We're gonna install the database. Okay, so the command is called initdb. So let me copy this. Let's run this. Okay, so initdb. So it says initialize the database, and now if we look at this location called var lib PostgreSQL 16 data, now you can see it. This database being the location, it is in this location. Okay, so that is where the Postgres database being created or installed. Okay, so now let's do the use the CTL to enable this. So in this way we can start the service. Okay, so this is typical nowadays. Use the CTL to enable the service, and after that we can just run this one to start it up. Now after this, and we can see it, the database is going to be running. So if we do a status, you can see the Postgres should run. You can see it's active running, and this is basically you can see it. This is the executables, and from this location. Okay, so also you can do a ps-ef grab the user Postgres. Okay, Postgres. You can see the processes of it's running. So now it is ready to accept the connection. So at this moment, we're gonna do a local connection. So first, I'm going to switch to this user. You see now we have this OS user called Postgres. So we are in this. So we can key in called the PSQL. That is the command. We connect the database. So you see, we connect the database, and we connect as a user, same as the OS user. So here is something. It is in the future will be more clear. So we have OS username called Postgres. We also have a database user called Postgres. And this for the new, if we new to this, we might get confused. So the Postgres use like some shortcuts, for example, \l is a list database. You can see it. We have one database called Postgres. There's another two database called template0 and template. That is the default three databases. So you see, when we connect, we don't need on the local, because we are the user Postgres. We log on the connect the database with the same username, and also we can also take a look at the port number. Okay, so let's take a look at what is the port number is running. So the port running, it is this port. This is the default, and also you can see it is listening to this address. So by default, the Postgres started the listener at this port, listen to this local host. So that means if we try to connect remote, it will fail. Okay, we will demonstrate later. Okay, at this moment, let me go back to this one. So we can create, for example, database. It's very similar. Let's see. Let's call it a sample. So we can create a sample database. Now, if we list, you can see we have a database called sample. And we can also create a user. For example, create a user. Let's see, tester with, let's see, password. Let's see, tester. Okay, so the same as the username, just for, so we create, to list the user, we can use du, I think. Yeah, you see we have two users now, database user. One it is Postgres, another one test user. But we don't have a user called, OS user called a tester. We can create that one if you want. If you don't, this is just the database user. So we will not be confused with OS user, database user, those things. Okay, so now the database is running. So now let's go to the second step. Okay, for the second one, we are going to install a on the Windows. So the Windows is going to be our I install on Windows is going to be acting like a client. Okay, so we're going to install 16.3, and here is the Windows 64-bit Windows. Okay, so we're going to just look like already downloaded before. So let's use the Windows installer and do the installation. Okay, let me open this file, and the install is very simple, and so it says setup, and the location, it's, maybe I click double twice. Let me exit this one, focus on this one. So this is the default location, this is what things to be installed. They have command line too. On the Windows, they also we probably don't need the the Windows Server. We probably just let's also don't need this one. If we want to install server, you can install the Windows. But I want just make a connection, so I don't want to install the PG. For people for learning purpose, it is probably better also install the PG admin so you can connect using the GUI. It's easy to learn. But for this demo, I'm going to primarily use the command line too. Okay. So do that. So and we'll finish shortly. And after that, we're going to make a connection from the okay, it's finished. So let me minimize this window. So I'm gonna exit one of my Linux session. So back to the Windows. So Windows, if I do a where PC code, so on my Windows, so this Windows PC code by default it's installed to this location, so we can use this to try to make a connection. Okay, so to make a connection, we can do PC code, so we can get the help, see how to use this. So I'm gonna just go ahead to try to make a connection. So H, it is the host, and user. So I'm gonna use this tester. Okay, tester user, and also you need to specify the database name. So in this case, I'm going to say connect to the sample database. Okay, so let's see what is gonna happen. And it says, you see, it's refused. Although the Postgres listen to this port, but it refuse connection. This is not because the file. In my case, the file is already open. It just need things. This is special for the Postgres. Okay, so basically, we need change the config file. Let's see. So let's cd to on the server side. So as we said, we're gonna modify the config file to allow remote connection. Okay. So we go to here. So you can see it conf. So we have a few conf. One of the conf, it is this one, pghba.conf. Another one we're going to take a look at is Postgres conf. Okay, so let's take a look at this pghmb. pghmb stands for host space authentication, and it will says let's go to the here. It says basically controls which one can connect, right? You can see it here. This is what kind of connection, local connection or remote connection, what the database is to connect, what the user, from where, what kind of method. So we need to edit this file. So in this case, let's see, I'm going to edit this file. So let's see this section. So we are interested in IP version 4. Okay, so in this way, so we said, okay, I'm going to allow to connect from anywhere. Okay, so I'm gonna cut a new entry, host any database, any user, and here we're gonna see 0. Anybody can connect. All you can specify specific host address. Okay, So I'm gonna save this one. After this one, we need to restart the Postgres service. Okay, so we're gonna do systemctl restart Postgres service. Okay, let's restart it. So we changed the one to allow the remote server to connect to the remote client to connect to the server. Okay, so let's try one more time. So we're gonna run the same command. So now it says connecting server. This is port refused, connection refused. So that means we need change another. To order to connect, there's another file I changed. So let's see which file. So another file is called Postgres conf. Okay, so let's look at. So the postconf, it is the we need to change the listener. Make sure the listener is going to be also listen to other IP address. Okay, if you read it here, it says the default is to the local host. That means you can only connect from local host. In order to allow remote connection, we can use asterisk, or specifically the host name we want to listen. Okay, so for simplicity, we just change it to asterisk. So same thing, we're gonna restart this this one. Before I restart this one, let's do a test so you can see it. Okay, so if I do a telnet, hopefully I have telnet. Yeah, I do have telnet. So if we do a telnet test, you see what's gonna happen. Okay, telnet 09 port 5432. So you can see, although this port is I mean the Postgres is listening to this port. However, it is not allowed other machine to connect. So now we change. Let's see. We're gonna restart. Okay. Once restart, and if we do the same, you can see we're gonna know it is okay. It's ready to connect. Okay. So now we're gonna do a connection test. So now you can see it. psql -h hostname -u tester is the, and -d it is the password database name, and if we return, it will prompt us to test. Okay, to connect. So if we type, you see now we connected, right? So I can see those, it's the database early we see from the server side. Same thing. Right now, this user only have the connection. So if we need this user to do something else, we will need to give additional privileges. Like for example, for this user, it's a super user. For the test, they only have the connection for now, and in the future, if we need the tester to be have more privilege, we can grant. So at this moment, we already demoed the installation on the Linux. We also demoed what things we needed to change. So typically, we will need change this one. This is host-based authentication config. So this is control where you can connect. Okay, The PostgreSQL, that is more on the server side. Let's take a look at this conf. So this conf, first we change the for example, we can the listener listen to any address. Also things like a port number by default is 4532, not 45, 5432. And if we need a change, if you want to use a different port, then you will need to change this here. There's other things like mass connections. There's lots of things. It is on the server side. That is where we need to change. Also, if we want SSL connection, so this is the section. Okay, so like memory related, a lot of parameters we can change in the for production. But for the starting, we just want to demonstrate the difference, because typically after the SQL, the PostgreSQL, we cannot connect remote because the setting. So we at least demonstrate once we make a change to the pg_hba.conf and the postgresql.conf, we can make a remote connection. Also, let's take one more thing about this pg. For this one, you can see it. There's a method like for the local, they call the peer. For the remote, they use this authentication. So that is there's other other authentication method, but here we just use whatever the default by the Postgres. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today's Postgres, and